Today we're headed to Hoi An, which is about an hour away from Da Nang, and we're going on our scooters. We rented them for an extra 2 days so that we could go to Hoi An and spend a day and a half there. The drive up to Hoi An is along the coast, so it should be a really nice drive. So let's go. We've just arrived at our hostel in Hoi An and we're right by the river. We're not far from the beach either, and I'm going to go and take you to see it because the sun's setting and it looks amazing. How good does that sunset look down the river? It looks so good, and the hostel was like £4.50 per night with breakfast, so wasn't much at all. We've had an absolute nightmare. We tried to check in, but we were double booked with someone else and they got there first. So we're having to look for somewhere else to stay, and I have found somewhere, but I don't know if it's any good, and it's like 1.5 miles away from the centre and the beach. So luckily we have these mopeds, so it doesn't matter where we stay now, but it's just so annoying. The worst part is we don't get to wake up to this view every morning. We have to sacrifice it for like being in the town, like the rural outskirts or something. I don't know. Go away. Go away. Oh, you're a good boy. You're a good boy. Yes. The home says it's got a dog, which is so cute. Oh. Why? 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 Yeah. Why? Why? You're a good boy. You're a good boy. There's a kid in the home say, and he's making me follow him. Let's see where he's taking me. Fish. There's fish in the pond. You feeding the fish? Oh, it's a lot of fish.
Bye-bye.
Bye. I was lying down, he was literally poking me, going, oh. So I have to get up and go look. It's so useful having these mopeds when you're in the cities in Vietnam, because it just helps you get around so much quicker, and they cost like a couple of quid a day. It's so worth it. The only problem is that the driving is crazy here. You need to be very confident and very careful when driving here. We've come to get some banh mi because we're quite hungry. It's late, even though we've eaten twice today already. So because we've got the bikes, we decided to take a ride into the centre of town and get some vegan banh mi, which has a load of stuff on. I don't really know what. We just asked for it instead of like picking out what we could have. So good. So good. We're on our way to the night market of Hanoi, which is full of lanterns. I think it might also be referred to as the lantern market. And just look at it, we're on the bridge now. You can see all the boats with lanterns on. So cool. And then you can see all the lights and lanterns over here. I need to make sure I don't lose Morgan here because there's so many people. It's absolutely crazy how many boats there are in the water. All you can see is lanterns everywhere. But it's so pretty as well. It's such a nice place to be. We managed to make it to the market stores before my GoPro died, and it is chocker. We're shoulder to shoulder. It's just stores and stores of different products, and then food on this side. And it's really warm, isn't it? Yeah, it's warm. Like, it's so warm compared to Da Nang, which is also on the coast. There's no like sea breeze. Some of the knockoff stuff they've got in Vietnam is sick. You bought some North Face stuff the other day, didn't you? Like a coat. I might buy some before I go home. And then we've just been looking at the watches there, like the Rolexes, and they're like $50 for a Rolex, but they look so good, don't they?
Unreal.
Although we wouldn't really know the difference, like, so
Sure,
doesn't really matter.
If you look at your clothes, look at your tags and see where they're all made.
Yeah.
It's all coming from the same place.
Yeah, it's all coming from Asia. Right, we've had a good walk now for like an hour or so through the market, down by the river. Now we're gonna head back on our bikes to the hostel and get some sleep for tomorrow, because we've had a long day ride. Today we are going to Hoi An Sanctuary, which is a UNESCO World Heritage Site with Hindu sculptures and temples dotted around. But first, we have to go get food. For brunch, we came to a place called Nourish, which is a vegetarian vegan cafe. Sells a lot of westernized food. I got tacos, which were breakfast tacos, and Morgan got a burger. Nourish Cafe was actually really nice. It's a little bit more on the expensive side for Vietnam, but the staff was super friendly. So I got a coffee and it had no sugar in, and they gave me sugar cane syrup to sweeten it. And I drank like half, but I didn't really like it, and they came over and asked like if I didn't enjoy it because I didn't drink it all. And when I told them that I didn't like the sugar cane, they offered to make me a new coffee, and I shit myself then. They offered to make me a new coffee for free, which was just really nice customer service, but I declined because I drank most of it anyway. So we've just got off the bikes near my son's sanctuary. Some guy gave us free parking outside the shop, obviously, so that we would buy stuff from his shop. We bought some water because we needed it anyway. And we had like a short, maybe like 100-meter walk to where we get the cars. You have to get a car up to the sanctuary itself. It costs 150,000. You get a car there and back, and obviously access into the ruins. We've got to our first ruins, and it is ruined quite badly, so there's not much to see. One of the questions I have is how India is related to Vietnam, because these are Hindu statues and temples, and it doesn't even, we're not even on the border of India, we're not even close to India. So if anyone knows, comment below. I found out why these are Hindu temples, because they were built between the 4th and 14th century when these were a Cham kingdom, which was an Indian kingdom, and that is why they were built by Indian peoples, because it wasn't Vietnamese peoples, it was Indian. If you visit my son's sanctuary from Hoi An,
Go on, my son.
make sure that you come prepared with t-shirts and shorts, because it is very humid, much more humid than Hoi An. It's probably the most humid place I've been in Vietnam so far.
Very, very, very hot. I suppose we're quite high up as well, are we?
Possibly high up when we're in the jungle, really. So it is sweaty. We're on our way back down to the bike stop. Sanctuary is very interesting. It's always good to see stuff on built in the pathway. People who didn't have modern tools, like how they managed to build some of the stuff, and the bricks were like nearly perfectly rectangular. When we get back to the hostel, we actually got like a hostel dinner. The lady who runs it invited us because she said every Sunday they have a dinner together, which should be really good. So see you back at the hostel. This eating as a hostel tradition is so cool. You get to meet so many people. We're just chatting whilst having dinner, and the food was really good. We had like a noodle soup. It was so good. We had like spring rolls and pancake things. Being amazing. Such a good idea, and I'm glad that our hostel at the riverside was fully booked, because that meant we got to come in. I went out last night to watch the footy. It was United versus Fulham in the FA Cup, and I don't drink, so I'm fine. Morgan was drinking all night though, and I'm a bit worried how he's going to be on the bike today, because we're going back to Da Nang to renew the bikes, and then we're going to start driving down to Ho Chi Minh. He's getting his bike now. He says he's fine, but we'll see when he comes down this drive here how fine he actually is, because he's not an experienced rider. This week is the first time he's ever been on a bike, so to be a little bit hungover is not great. You wobbly? A little bit wobbly? Nah, fine.
No wobbles here,
No
man.
wobbles.
Oh, fucking pro. Man, at the end of the day, like, I have what? 3 days bike experience? That's plenty.
He's an expert.
Thank you so
Goodbye,
much.
thank you, thanks for the food, it was really good.
We will tell everyone,
Yeah,
all our friends about here.
if they're in Hoi An, come to Red House Homestay.
Okay. Yeah.
Right, we're grabbing some food before we head to Da Nang. We're gonna end the video here and start a new one with our trip to a new city today. It's like a 5-6 hour ride on the bikes down the coast. So remember to hit the like button, Comment below what your favourite part was, and smash that subscribe button if you haven't already. And remember, keep exploring.